Join internationally acclaimed overland expert Paul Marsh and award-winning journalist Gregory Simpson as they delve into all things responsible overlanding. From choosing the right vehicle, getting yourself prepared, getting your vehicle prepared, safety tips, and much, much more. Only on Responsible Overlanding.
So this is very similar to the 80 seller. It's a 105 here we've been building. Again, it hasn't got the two doors in the back, so we've got the top tailgate, the bottom tailgate. We put stainless steel on here, so it's easy to clean down. Table just slides out, so you've got access to your table.
Do you have a preference between the two rear doors?
It depends on what you can get truck-wise. You know, if I can get a truck that's a good truck with the barn doors, I'm less worried about that. It's more about the quality of the truck. But a lot of people like this. They can sit on it and relax. You know, it gives a bit of flexibility. I do like the doors because I think it's quite nice to put stuff on the doors, and it also gives you a little bit of a wind barrier. So if I was choosing, I'd probably take the doors. My truck's like this because I didn't choose. But again, it depends on the truck when you're buying. So we've done the two water tanks. The window plates have still got to come in, and we take the windows out, and then we'll bond an aluminium plate that gets powder coated, and the filler, lockable filler, will go in the side there, and then you'll have access to the two water tanks. And you've got a light here, which gives you a bit of light. The water will come down to two taps here, and then we'll just clip on a hose, and then you'll just open the water and it'll come out. So again, 4 boxes to pack your kit that you don't use too often. Clothes bags over here. You can get 2 decent sized clothes bags in here. And I generally will put first aid kits and lightweight stuff up there that I'm not using too often. And my chair I just put on top. You know, this rear window will get vinyl on the outside. So while it's a clear glass at the moment, we just take a black signwriters vinyl and that goes on. And then often if people want to use this space, it's very valuable. We'll bond a board in here. I'll actually bond a board in there that we can actually fix things to it. And then you can put, again, little pockets and useful items there, as you can in the windows as well. So it just depends how personalized you want to make it and how much space you need. You know, the drawers, we've got plenty of space in the drawers. They're a nice sized drawer, they're well built, plenty of space.
Is it just my eyes, or this seems more spacious than the 76 for storage?
It's a little bit wider if you have to look at that, the perception. It feels a bit wider. Again, on the drawers, you know, we've looked at the drawer height. This is a steel frame which gets carpeted and wood boards put to it. You know, it's custom built. And the reason there isn't something on the open market in South Africa that we can just bolt in for what we're doing. But we wanted the load guard. We wanted the drawer system to maximize the space across the width. We're governed by the wheel arches, so we can only go this wide. But that's a nice little space. You can put something in. So there's space there, there's space there. You can get your water. It's a very good setup. You know.
And another extinguisher there.
Yeah, this is the fire striker, okay, which I do like. And then what we've got here, again, we've got the double jerry can holder. You can put the high lift jack on the outside, or people like to put it on the inside. I do like it on the floor, but it's an option. And then you've got your spare wheel on here, which will get a lock on it. And then we'll put the rear number plate. The rear number plate used to be here, but with the 2 wheels closed, we'll put it down on the bumper here.
Is this an ALB bump or Gobi X?
No, this is Gobi X. No, we only fit the Gobi X bumpers on the rear. You know, it's a product that's, well, I like.
Proudly South African product?
Absolutely. No, it's built here. It's built here.
From start to finish? Start to finish,
it's a really good product. The guys build an amazing bumper. It's well tested, and they support it. So again, you know, it's about working with companies who support their products, who listen to feedback, and that's really important for me. So they've got a great product.
Yeah, South Africans often have an inferiority complex, but not an overlanding.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think we can be proud with what a lot of product that comes out of here. And you know, it gets used. It doesn't mean to say it's the best in the world. There's a lot of innovative products around the world, but certainly when I look at something like this, the finish, the quality of the powder coating, the fittings, and then the test comes with time. You know, does it stand the test?
When you hit something out there.
You know, out there. And I've built a number of fleets for companies who run trips into Africa. and these bumpers have lasted. So yeah, it works.
Nice. And do you fit winches to all your vehicles?
Again, it depends on what people are looking for. Ideally, yes, if you're going to go and travel by yourselves to fairly remote parts, because it's like an insurance policy. You don't always need it, but when you do, it's nice to have. You need the knowledge to use the winch, and that's always important. It doesn't mean, because I've got a winch, I'm going to get unstuck. In fact, the winch is probably the last thing I use to get unstuck. I get a shovel out and I'll look and say, well, can I actually get unstuck by just digging a bit? And then I'll probably look at the Max Tracks.
Normally, yeah.
Max Tracks are great, they're light, they work. It's a great product that, because it's light, it's user-friendly. There are other traction aids you can use, but I've just found the quality of that product, it's not cheap, but the quality, the finish, the fact that it really does work. Yeah, so I like them.
And for the winch, the steel, with different types of textures of the rope?
I won't use a steel cable. Steel cables, these days you shouldn't be using a steel cable, not recreational. The plasma ropes are every bit and stronger and a lot safer. So, when you're using a winch, it is a very dangerous piece of kit, as is a high lift jack.
Is that potentially the two most dangerous parts of overlanding?
It's dangerous when you don't know what you're doing. It's safe when you know how to use it. So it's relative. Get the knowledge. Don't be scared. Get the knowledge. Learn how to use a high lift jack. You're going to need one at some stage. You're going to need to lift the vehicle out of the hole, and you won't do it with a bottle jack. You'll need a high lift jack.
And the air jack's not quite as reliable long term?
Air jacks have their place and work. I've used them over the years. I've just found they're bulky to store. You've got quite a big air jack, and now you've got to find a place to put it somewhere. So, and you need to get a good quality one if you're going to get one. So I do look and say, high lift jack works. Bottle jack for changing tires. Max Tracks, good recovery kit with different straps that you need. Know how to use a kinetic rope. Know when to use a pull rope. Have the right shackles. Have protective gear like gloves and safety glasses. Things go wrong. And when they go wrong and you're in the middle of nowhere, you've then got a real problem.
Don't stand too close to the winch.
And well, again, that's the education. When you understand the dangers and you understand how to use it, it doesn't become dangerous anymore.
You put a dampener on there.
And that's all part of when you've got that cable and you've got it in the right setup and everyone knows what's happening. So who's taking control of the winching operation? Someone who's got experience. Whether you're helping someone or whether you're involved. And if a situation looks dangerous, rather step back. You can't control what other people do, but you can control what you do. And make sure that what you do, is safe. And don't let someone take the safety element out of it. People like to come and all like to be experts when you're stuck and they want to help you. But when they start going away from safety, that's when you turn around and you walk away or you look at another route round. Safety is your friend. And when it goes wrong, everyone goes, oh, I wish I'd done. And things don't go wrong, they start wrong. And it's something that has served me so well. When I look back on incidents that were a problem, where we look back and we had a massive issue that came about, and you start analysing the steps before that, you realise that it started wrong, and it ended really badly. Okay? And it's actually being aware of starting wrong. And how many times have we got into a vehicle or we just had this gut feeling that actually this doesn't feel right. Well, if it doesn't feel right, it isn't right. And you've got to learn to trust that. I've had situations on expedition that I've trusted my gut and it saved my life. I was driving in the Selous Game Reserve through a tunnel of trees and you could not see much. And we're driving along, we had music playing and we weren't concentrating. And at the end I could see it was clear. And just before I got to the clearing, I don't know what made me, but I just put my brakes on and I nearly put my lady through the windscreen, and at that moment her aircraft's wheel dropped in front of our windscreen and landed. So we would have collided with the aircraft. It was a light aircraft strip, we didn't know, and we were driving straight onto it. That was a gut feeling, okay, and I have had that many times. And when you learn to listen to that gut feeling where it says, this isn't right, learn to trust it, because you're disconnected from all the gadgets and everything else. It's you and the truck, and you have an ability to be a little bit more in touch with that gut feeling. Whether you believe it or not, it's real, it's there. So when you understand that, you look at a situation and it's gone wrong, go back and think, didn't I have a bad feeling about the situation before it happened? And 10 to 1 you did, and you ignored it.
Don't you sometimes get there when you're going down a difficult track and your gut's telling you turn around, this is only going to get worse?
Well, that can be it, and then just in a simple way, when you're actually going along somewhere and your gut says that's the way. Your mind goes, our mind's not our friend. Our mind gets in the way of a lot of things in our life, okay? And then the worst for us all is our mind says one thing and our gut says another. And you'll realize in time to come that when you listen to your gut, it's what really gives you what really should be happening, because it's much more in tune with what's happening. And I think that we've all had that. And when something goes wrong, think back. As I said, it doesn't go wrong, it starts wrong.
That's sometimes the problem with GPS and stuff like that. It kind of takes you away from being in the moment.
No, look, GPS has got its place. I mean, GPS is a phenomenal bit of kit, and let me tell you, there are times when you need a GPS. You can get horribly lost, and you can put your GPS, and when you're going through big cities, remote parts of the world, big cities, and the traffic's mayhem, you want your GPS. You don't know the language, you don't know the road signs. Try driving across, well, China, when we first drove across, we didn't have GPS there, we used a map, and you get horribly lost. So no, it has its place, but I do agree with you. The more gadgets we have, the less connected we are. So it's managing that as well, but that's something we'll talk about.
Yeah, we've got your tyre with the 2 valves on.
So yes, I do like this. It's a Toyota rim, and all we've done is drill a hole and put another valve in. And this is the tyre monitoring system. And what it does mean, you can air up and down the tyre without actually taking that off. These, screwing them on and off, you lose them, you can get dirt in, so yeah, it works.
You can save the tyre.
Look, the monitoring systems, we didn't have them in the past. It certainly saved tyres when I've driven vehicles. Also, when you walk towards the vehicle, you always should look at your tyres, but while you're driving, you don't know. You pick up something and the tyre's going flat and it goes off, there's an alarm, it warns you. Fantastic. This is an expensive bit of kit, so if I can save it, why not?